Do you believe in ghosts? Whether you're a skeptic or a full-blown believer, some places just have a creepy vibe. I'm talking about those places where the air is thick with dread and every shadow seems to hold its breath. Abandoned prisons, plague islands, castles with bloody histories. These are the places where the veil between our world and the next seems too thin. So, if you're brave enough to join me on a journey to the darkest corners of the earth, buckle up. We're about to explore the top 10 most terrifying haunted places on earth. If you love a good scare, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video for more spine-tingling content. Our first stop takes us to the windswept shores of Tasmania, where the ruins of Port Arthur stand as a chilling reminder of the country's brutal penal past. Within this former prison complex lies the separate prison, a place designed to break the spirit of even the toughest convicts. Visitors and staff alike have reported disembodied whispers, unexplained cold spots, and the feeling of being watched. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures darting through the cell blocks, remnants of the tortured souls who spent their last days in this desolate place. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that the separate prison is a place where the weight of history hangs heavy in the air. From Tasmania, we journey to the mist-shrouded canals of Venice, Italy. Here lies Poveglia Island, a place so steeped in death and despair, it's been dubbed the most haunted island in the world. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the island served as a quarantine zone for victims of the bubonic plague. Imagine the horrors that unfolded on these shores. The agonizing deaths, the mass graves, the stench of decay hanging heavy in the air. As if the plague weren't enough, Poveglia later became home to a mental asylum. Stories abound of patients driven mad by unseen forces, tormented by the spirits of those who died on the island. Locals whisper of chilling screams echoing across the water, of shadowy figures glimpsed through the decaying windows of the abandoned buildings. Poveglia Island stands as a stark and somber reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of history. From Italy, we shift gears to the majestic Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada. Nestled amidst the breathtaking beauty of the Canadian Rockies, this grand old hotel looks like something out of a fairy tale. But beneath its opulent facade lies a history brimming with ghostly tales and unexplained phenomena. One of the most famous ghosts is that of a bride who met a tragic end on her wedding day. Some guests claim to have seen her spectral form gliding through the ballroom, a forlorn figure forever searching for her lost love. There's also Sam, a former bellman who supposedly died in the 1970s but continues to assist guests from beyond the grave. Be one a believer or a doubter, the Banff Springs Hotel unmistakably carries an atmosphere of the unknown. Our next stop takes us to the shadowy slopes of Montpelier Hill in Ireland, where the ruins of the Hellfire Club stand as a chilling testament to the darker side of human nature. Made in the 18th century, the Hellfire Club was a hunting lodge for the Irish elite. Rumor has it that the club's members were a debauched lot with a penchant for the occult, dabbling in black magic and indulging in all sorts of unsavory activities. Lore has it that they even held meetings with the devil himself, striking dark bargains for power and pleasure. Visitors have reported feeling an oppressive atmosphere, as if an unseen presence is watching their every move. Some have even claimed to have been physically shoved or scratched by unseen forces. The Hellfire Club stands as a stark reminder that some places are best left undisturbed, their dark histories better left buried in the past. It's a place where the veil between our world and something more sinister seems perilously thin. From Ireland, we journey to Cape Town, South Africa, home to the Castle of Good Hope, the oldest surviving colonial building in the country. Created by the Dutch East India Company in the 17th century, the Castle of Good Hope has witnessed its fair share of turmoil. Over the centuries, it served as a military stronghold, a prison, and even a place of execution. One of the most famous ghosts is that of Lady Anne Barnard, who served as the colony's first lady in the late 18th century. There's also the governor, Peter Gijsbert van Noot, who supposedly died of a heart attack after condemning several soldiers to death. And then there's the tale of the Black Dog, a spectral canine that's said to appear suddenly, barking fiercely before vanishing into thin air. Regardless of your belief in ghosts, the Castle of Good Hope undeniably has a spooky aura. From South Africa, we travel to Gloucestershire, England, where lies the ancient Ram Inn, a place that's earned a reputation as one of the most haunted houses in Britain. Assembled in the 12th century, the ancient Ram Inn has seen it all. It served as a public house, a courthouse, and even a stopping point for travelers on their way to the nearby execution site. Over the centuries, countless guests have reported strange and unsettling occurrences within its ancient walls. One of the most persistent folklore is that of a witch who sought refuge in the inn centuries ago, only to be burned at the stake by an angry mob. But the witch isn't the only restless soul said to roam the ancient Ram Inn. There's also the ghost of a young girl who was murdered in the inn, her spirit often seen clutching a teddy bear. The ancient Ram Inn is a spot where the line between history and hauntings blurs. From England, we journey to Denmark, home to Dragsholm Slot, a magnificent castle with a history as captivating as its reflection in the surrounding lake. Constructed in the 12th century, Dragsholm Slot has served many roles: a royal residence, a bishop's palace, even a prison. Over the centuries, Dragsholm Slot has become known as one of the most haunted places in Denmark. One of the most notable ghosts is that of the White Lady, a gentlewoman imprisoned in the castle by her own father after falling in love with a commoner. But the White Lady isn't the only restless soul said to reside in Dragsholm Slot. There's also the mischievous Grey Lady, a former servant girl who roams the castle playing pranks on unsuspecting visitors. And then there's the Earl of Bothwell, a Scottish patrician who was imprisoned in the castle in the 16th century and died under mysterious circumstances. Dragsholm Slot is a place where the past and present collide, creating an environment that's both enchanting and disturbing. From Denmark, we journey to Rajasthan, India, where stands Bhangarh Fort, a place shrouded in mystery and steeped in fable. Made in the 17th century, Bhangarh Fort was once a thriving city, a bustling hub of commerce and culture, but its grandeur was short-lived. Tale has it that the fort was cursed by a sorcerer who fell in love with the princess. The fort was abandoned, its inhabitants fleeing in terror, leaving behind a ghost town that has remained uninhabited ever since. Locals believe that the curse is still active, that no one who enters the fort after sunset will ever leave alive. Visitors to the fort have reported strange and unsettling occurrences, unexplained noises, shadows moving in the periphery, and a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Bhangarh Fort is a zone where history and lore are inextricably intertwined. From India, we journey to New South Wales, Australia, where lies Monte Cristo Homestead, a place that's earned a chilling reputation as Australia's most haunted house. Constructed in 1885, Monte Cristo Homestead was once a grand estate, a symbol of wealth and prosperity. But its story is far from a fairy tale. Over the years, the house has been plagued by a series of grieving events, each one leaving an unforgettable mark on the property. Visitors have reported a wide range of uneasy experiences: disembodied voices, footsteps echoing through empty halls, objects moving on their own, and even full-bodied apparitions. Some of the most active spirits are said to be those of the Crawley family, the original owners of the house. There's Mrs. Crawley, who tragically lost several children and is said to roam the halls, her mournful cries echoing through the night. Monte Cristo Homestead is a location where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur. From Australia, we journey to France, where stands Château de Brissac, a magnificent castle with a history as rich and complex as the wines produced in the surrounding region. Constructed in the 11th century, Château de Brissac has witnessed centuries of French history, from medieval power struggles to Renaissance splendor. But the most prominent resident of Château de Brissac is undoubtedly the Green Lady, a spectral figure who's become synonymous with the castle's haunted reputation. Legend has it that she was a lady who was brutally murdered by her husband after he discovered her infidelity. Her spirit is said to roam the halls, her presence often heralded by a sudden drop in temperature and a feeling of unease. But the Green Lady isn't the only ghost said to haunt Château de Brissac. There's also the spirit of a young boy who drowned in the castle's well, his laughter sometimes heard echoing through the courtyard. Château de Brissac is a site where history and mystery collide, creating surroundings that are both exquisite and undeniably eerie. Well, there you have it, folks, the top 10 most terrifying haunted places on Earth. From abandoned prisons and plague islands to castles with bloody histories and cursed forts, we've explored some of the most spine-chilling destinations our planet has to offer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more haunted tales. Let us know in the comments which haunted place you dare to visit. Personally, I'm sticking to my couch for the foreseeable future. Sweet dreams.